If Molly knew it had become sexual, she would have broken up with him, right?
Don't object, calls for speculation, hearsay.
Overruled.
I think Molly knew about Jordan, and I think she had forgiven him, so I don't know why Dalton Jack would have said that in that interview.
Okay. And where'd you get that information?
I think from several people. I think her family even knew about it, but I can't say exactly. My recollection is that that was no surprise to Molly that happened, and she had forgiven him over it.
In the course of your investigation, did you learn that the Jordan Lamb affair had happened more than once?
I think you're right on that, yes.
Okay. And she had forgiven him once and then it happened again?
I don't know about that. It was my perception that she knew about the entirety of it and had forgiven him.
So again, focusing on other women that Molly's boyfriend was with during the relationship and around the time of Molly's disappearance, that Jordan Lamb, Ted, is subpoenaed for the defense in this case if they choose to put on a case when the prosecution rests. That will be interesting testimony, trying to show some motive maybe for why Dalton Jack would want to do something to Mollie Tibbetts. We'll have to wait and see. But another key suspect, a name that is frequently brought up on cross-examination of multiple witnesses, is Ron Pexa, which we learned today is a reserve deputy with the sheriff's office. He was brought to the attention of authorities through a tip from his ex-wife with allegations that he formerly harmed her and other women and children. Let's listen to that part of the cross.
Remind the jury how far from Ron Pexa's house Mollie Tibbetts' body was found.
I think it's the adjacent property.
The fence line to Ron Pexa's property was within 100 yards from where Mollie Tibbetts was found?
It's probably close, yes.
And Ron Pexa's house, quarter mile maybe, from where her body was found?
Yeah, that would be close, yeah.
What did Ron Pexa have to say after you discovered Mollie Tibbetts' body?
Judge, I'm going to object, calls for hearsay.
Sustained.
You didn't talk to Ron Pexa after Mollie Tibbetts' body was found, did you?
We didn't need to.
They didn't talk to Ron Pexa even though his property was really close to where her body was discovered, but the detective followed up with, we didn't need to because we had the person who led us there to the body of Mollie Tibbetts, Ted.
Yeah, and you know, you're hearing it's just not Ron Pexa. It's as you mentioned, Dalton Jack, this Jackson Eichhorn. There's you said there's a list of 8 of them, and these other people that they're throwing out to the jury. And at times, I mean, especially with Ron Pexa, the details are pretty horrific in the allegations that are being thrown out by random people, tips and rumors. They're ending up in the courtroom.
Yes, and yeah, no doubt why these names were before the police. For example, Ron Pexa was alleged to have what was said in a police report, a torture room, a hidden room in his home. Yeah, red flags going off there. The detective on the stand, lead case agent, said that they did go to the home. They talked to him. They walked around the home, more like a canvas, he said. They didn't find this torture room that was alleged in reports and follow-ups, which is a little bit scary. But again, the defense trying to point out that that's not even in a report. You didn't even say that you talked to him that day, and just trying to pick at those holes, probably where police maybe didn't tighten something up before they moved on.
So the state, originally we thought maybe they finished today, but to your point, the cross-examination has been very detailed and very long, may not happen today. How much left of the case are we expecting, and who are we expecting to take the stand yet for the state of Iowa?
Sure. Well, right now we left off with the FBI cell phone expert. Some fascinating testimony there, Ted, about how they were able to trace the exact time based on Mollie Tibbetts' phone records, July 18th, where she was allegedly abducted. It was around 8:28. Her phone suddenly starts moving at a pace of 60 miles per hour. That was fascinating, but we're expecting also to hear today from the all-important medical examiner testimony to detail exactly how Mollie Tibbetts was murdered, and a forensic anthropologist because of the state of decomposition of her remains when they did find her. There had to have some specialization of the analysis of what they found. So we're interested in looking forward to what new we may learn from this expert testimony. It's also an interesting strategy to culminate your case in chief with such a gruesome, likely testimony.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in terms of turning a jury off to the defendant, whoever the defendant is, in any trial, when you see the brutality of a murder displayed in front of you, it does get emotions pretty high in a courtroom. You know that quite well, having been in so many courtrooms for so many years. Chanley, also with us, Judge Phyllis Collins has been watching along. Judge, this theory, it's tried and true that as a defense attorney, you bring up the boogeyman. I go, let's call it the boogeyman defense. In this case, they've got the cast of characters, and they're bringing up everybody. It's the boyfriend. It's the crazy farmer. What do you take? How do you take the effectiveness when there's not physical evidence tying a defendant to a crime? I think it's very effective. On this one, though, I'm not quite sure how they're eventually going to get around the evidence against their defendant.
Yeah, they can't, Ted. Of course, they have to go this route because what kind of defense attorney would they be if they didn't explore all these possibilities? And, to your point, it's a lot more than just a boogeyman. They've got named suspects that were investigated and ultimately ruled out. But it sounds like they weren't ruled out in a way that they would have been if there had not been a confession. So what this comes down to is it's not going to matter in this trial necessarily, because at the end of the day, the blood is still on his vehicle. So he can't explain that away from these other suspects. But if this case on appeal goes up and it ultimately ends up that this confession is thrown out, then that leaves the state with potentially a lot of problems on a retrial.